Hey everyone, I'm excited for another live. Got my water because I'm going to be talking lots. Got my notes ready. We're going to be talking about the common mistakes new YouTubers make. And if you're just new here and you're watching this replay, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button because, guys, I would love to know if you're enjoying these videos. So let me know. Okay, so we're going to just give YouTube a couple of minutes just to a couple seconds to let things go here and put it out to the world just so that everybody can get on. Hey, how's it going? I'm excited. Another live. Hey, I'm so excited for y'all to be here. This is awesome. So I'm hoping for a few new people because we've had coming on to the live today because there's quite a few people have joined the community, and I'm so pumped about that. Past couple of days has been really good on the channel. Just things moving along, and I've been I implement all the stuff that I share with you. So there's a lot of things that I've been focusing on, like YouTube search, really focused in on YouTube search the past couple of weeks, and my channel has just been doing so well in that area. So I'm just excited to share my tips today about, the mistakes that we make as new YouTubers and just small YouTubers, small creators, and what we do in the beginning. And sometimes we do things that we don't think that are wrong, but they're just little mistakes that we should not be doing. So yeah, pretty excited about it. If you have any questions today, guys, just please comment in the chat section. I'd love to answer your questions as well as being part of this. Like, I'm going to be sharing my tips, but I also want you to share your goals, your milestones, and any questions that you have in the chat right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts, whatever you have going on. Someone says, Hope says, I'm about to hit 70 subscribers. Wow, that's amazing. You know what? My other channel, I'm at 67 subscribers. So I'm getting close. I'm getting close there, eh? Yeah, I just recently started a new channel, and I'm pretty excited about it as well. It's been good for me to just have this a different creative outlet, place where I can just be myself. And I think it's so important to do that, especially in this YouTube world, to find your path and such. So yeah, I'm going to get into the tips and the tricks very shortly. I just want to talk to you a little bit about that and the things that you shouldn't be doing on YouTube, because there are quite a few things that we do as YouTubers and we don't realize it. I know I did this not all of these things, but there are a few things that I've done on this list that I know it's a mistake, and now I've moved on and started doing it the right way, right? And that's where I come into this and I share my tips and my tricks on my channel to give you the best advice, because I've been through it all so far. I'm a small creator still too, and I'm getting there. I'm learning gradually of the ins and outs, and I'm doing a lot more research, and I'm looking into the data of things and understanding YouTube a little bit more so that I can help you all, because that's my goal here. The channel it's a channel for small YouTuber growth. So I want to give you the best options and the opportunity to get more eyes on your channel. And that's why I shared a video last week on YouTube Shorts and how that is a new feature that you should be diving into and testing on your channel. I talk about last week I also talked about the new YouTube policy for small creators. You can go back and watch those. Make sure you binge watch all my playlists, because that's going to give you all the good tips and tricks. I've got playlists for getting subscribers. I've got a playlist for YouTube tips. I have a playlist for my ProTuber series, and that is a series where I dive into like understanding big YouTubers and how they're actually blowing and growing on YouTube. So I definitely recommend you go back and hit all those playlists, because that's going to give you the best opportunities to grow the right way. But in today's video or today's live, I want to dive into mistakes. And guys, I'm pretty excited. I've sat down and I kind of went through this, and I actually was going to do this live last week, but I decided to do the new monetization ads live. And I wanted to talk to you guys more about that in last week's live. But this live is going to be about mistakes. And as you all know, I'm a human being. We're all humans. We're not perfect. So this is things that we do that we may be doing, or we've may done it in the past, and now we need to learn from them and move forward, right? Just going to go over to the chat here for a second. Hey, everybody's popping on. Nice to see you all. You got to go. Okay, that's totally fine. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, and this will be on replay, so make sure you give me a thumbs up. And remember, if you're new here, to subscribe. That way you can see more videos like this and more lives. I do lives twice a week to really help and help you guys and answer your questions. So I just here from the UK. Hi, how's it going? Nice for stopping by. Thank you. And yeah, so we're going to make this a little long today and just go through it and for people to pop in and out and just come and go and I can answer their questions. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get into these tips. The first, let me go over to my notes here. So the first one is that I wrote down is that people usually give up after 3 to 4 months. It takes a YouTube channel three to 4 months to start building that momentum up. So if you're giving up at that point, you're missing out on so much opportunity. So this is the first mistake that new YouTubers make is that they just give up after 3 or 4 months. Now, if you're being consistent and you're not seeing the traffic, then you need to readjust and step back and take a think, what's going on? What can I do to get more eyes on my channel? That's what I did this past couple of months. I had this really big momentum when I did that collaboration with Annie, and that was great. That was awesome. And I knew it would bring a little bit of momentum, but not that as much as I thought it would. And I was like, whoa, that's great. And obviously the reason why I collaborated with Annie was to actually collaborate with her because her channel was very similar to mine. And I knew both of our audiences would benefit. So that was a great collaboration. But as I was going along, I was saying to myself, what could I do to really, this past couple of weeks, is to really see what was going on my channel. And if I gave up after 3 or 4 months, I would have never known that I could take my channel to the next level. So right now, I'm finding a lot of good keywords and finding topics that you need to find in search. And I'm really ranking in YouTube search right now, which is driving in and bringing in more traffic. And it's finding my audience for my channel, the people that actually need my channel. So this is the first mistake. Don't give up after 3 to 4 months because it really does take that long for the momentum to start building up. Before I collaborated with Amy, I was there for like 3 months already. And I was working away just trying to figure out what I wanted on my channel. And then I figured it out and gradually I started to see that momentum. But I needed to work on my channel. I needed to look at the data. I needed to look at the analytics. And I think that's important for the very first mistake is that we give up. And so I wanted to put this at the forefront so that if you're watching here and you're feeling a little discouraged, don't give up. We're going to go over to the chat section just to see what's going on. Thank you for helping us all. Oh, you're so welcome. How close are you to being monetized? I always watch your stuff to help you. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm halfway. See, YouTube is telling me on the analytics that I'm at 2K watch time hours, but then over in the monetization, it's 1.836 or something like that. So we're getting different. I'm getting different results there, but I'm thinking I'm at 2K, and then YouTube's just taking its time to catch up with the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube situation, right? So I'm pretty excited. That's really going well in the past month. I've gained over 500 watch hours, and that's between YouTube search and just people watching my content a lot more and just really enjoying it and binging it, So I've appreciated it, and also I've been figuring out how to find my audience. So yeah. To me, I've been at it for 3 months, and gosh, I felt like giving up a few times. Yes, so don't give up. It's hard to see the future of it whenever you're consistently trying to get more eyes. You're trying to do the work. As it's almost like a business. You're starting your business out from scratch, and you're trying to build that up. It takes time. People just don't magically have, if they have an Etsy store, they don't have these orders coming in overnight. Sometimes you expect to because you're like, oh, it's on Etsy, but it's kind of like a business. You have to build it up. So don't give up. Look at your analytics and see what's going on there and what videos did better than the others and start redoing them or making your channel sort of similar topics around those topics. I always recommend that. So what I go to do is I take those topics that I did before and those ones that did really well, and I type them into Google or something similar, and then I see what other video ideas I can do around that. So this is what I would give you for advice. And 3 months is nothing in the real world. That's so true. It is really nothing in this world right now. It takes, a lot of the big YouTubers, it took them 2, 3 more years to really take off. And there have been some that have taken off, within the year, but that's rare. Tokyo just got monetized. Oh, that's so amazing. Congrats. In 15 days of being monetized, I made $11, right? So you're seeing monetization isn't the end all to the game, right? you need to start thinking outside the box and looking at other options as well. So now that you've monetized, you're starting to build that brand up, you're getting your audience. Now you need to look into other avenues as well to tie into, alongside this monetization thing, right? Relax Daniel. Hi, C. Do you think if a person doesn't use other platforms to promote his channel, he'll be able to grow? Yes, but very, very slowly. Obviously, if you are targeting keywords, that's great. But I always recommend having one other platform. And I will be sharing the reason why in a video coming this week. It's Wednesday. There's a video coming out Wednesday that you need to watch. And there's many reasons why, but this is probably the biggest reason, and I'll share it on Wednesday in a video. So stay tuned for that video. It's coming out and it's talking about the monetization, the new policy and everything, but also I want to give you options and ideas of what you can do next to small creators. Talking about RPM has been going up 23 cents. That's great. Awesome. Yes, it's okay. Do you think having an intro causes harm to your channel? Well, I would look at your videos and I would say, look at the retention. Do you see a huge drop off at the beginning of each of those videos? Now, if you're not, and it's okay, then do it, just have it. But I usually find that intros that are longer than 10 seconds are overdoing it. It's too much because people don't have the time for it to wait around. They need the information, or they're there to be at that vlog, or they're there to, relax, right? So don't make it too long. Just be mindful of your audience. Look at the retention on each of the videos. And if it starts to show gradually as it's teetering, then you know that it's not worth putting it in the beginning. And I would test it, obviously, see how that works. Take it out one of the videos and see if it's better, and then put it back in and see if it's worse or bad, like better or worse, kind of thing. So test it out. Okay, let's do another question. Never lost Homer. Good morning. This is concerning keyword tags. Have you noticed that someone can use a tag that ranks, but when you use the same keyword, it doesn't show as ranking? Do you know why that is? Yes, it's because it depends on the how much momentum they get on the video. So if they got say you're trying to rank for a very small, narrow keyword, and it's really good, it's good for you to find your audience, and it'll start to be used in search, right? And you think, okay, I'll just use the same keyword as this person. There's lots of different reasons why that other channel has been ranking for it, because they may be a bigger channel. They may have more momentum on their channel, their videos. Maybe they're getting a better click-through rate, so people are actually clicking on their videos. So if they're getting a better click, then that means people are watching it in YouTube search. Because whenever YouTube puts it out, it will be automatically put out on the browse page for a little bit and YouTube, and that's it's going to rank for a little bit. And if they're not seeing the click-through, or there's multiple reasons, like the momentum's not happening there, they're going to start gradually, because they need people to watch the content. They don't want to just rank it and then nobody's going to watch it, right? So make sure if your CTR is good, and you're obviously your good keywords have to be narrow enough that your channel will fit with your channel. So there's multiple reasons why it wouldn't do well on your channel. So hopefully that helped. Has doing lives like these helped you with your watch time? So lives are interesting. Definitely it's helped a little bit. It's a lot less editing involved, which is a little less work for me in the sense of editing all the videos out, like the pieces that you don't want. I just let it go and I let it be, because I love lives, how they can just be up there and you can learn a lot from them, from the questions. But yes, so initially, people, whenever they watch it for a certain amount of time, it'll give me some watch hours. It depends, because lives are hard to keep people watching that aren't involved right then and there. So if they've not necessarily, say they've not been on the live and they're watching a little bit of it, they really just want the content, right? And that's where you have to kind of keep them excited about the video, their live that you're doing. So it's a little bit harder to get the retention and the watch time hours afterwards, but it depends on the live as well. Okay, so I'm going to share my next point with you all. So the next point that I have is that mistakes that we make is that new YouTubers will copy other YouTubers without even knowing it. So you get into this YouTube world, and there's a lot of lifestyle vloggers, there's a lot of gaming channels, and you look up to them. And you're like, this. Remember the days of Casey Neistat and how everybody started copying him, his style and everything. But we always said, okay, that's Casey's style, right? So we need to find our own way. And unknowingly, sometimes we copy other YouTubers. That could be bigger YouTubers, it could be smaller YouTubers, but unknowingly we're copying them and then we're not letting our personality really come out. So I think this is a major one that people make in the beginning, is that they think they have to be like the next person around the corner. Like they have to be like me, or they have to be like Annie, or they have to be like Casey. Like, they don't have to be like another person, but it's hard to not imprint that into your mind. You know, you watch a video, you're like, okay, I got to do this video. But then you start thinking, oh, maybe I should do it like this, but it's exactly the same as them. So that's why whenever I do my videos, I don't watch other YouTube growth, and I don't go to other videos within my industry and start watching their videos on the specific topics that I'm going to talk about, because then I automatically have all of their points in my head, and it starts, being a part of my video. And I don't want to do that. So that's a big mistake, is that people go over to other channels, start acting like them, they start sharing their points like them, they start editing like them. And I think that's hard, because you watch YouTube to learn and research, but also it's just hard in general if you're watching YouTube all the time. For me, it's a little harder within my industry. I don't go out of my way and start watching videos within my industry too much. I try to come up with my own ideas. And then after I've put my video up live, then I'll start watching videos in the industry and see what I can do better next time, obviously. But that's how I kind of do it. And I think it's a big mistake that people make. And definitely being yourself is important. I want you to comment right now if this is something that maybe you have seen other people doing in the past, or you may have done it. Like, is there something that you've done in the past that you want to share with us, that you might want us to learn from not to do? Comment in the chat section or the comments and let me know. It's great to help us as a community. Everybody as a community can learn a little something. So let's go over to the chat section again. Let's see. Okay, let's go back up here. We're way back up here. Adventures with Easy. Hi, how's it going? I haven't seen you on here for a while. It's good to see you. Recipe in seconds. How can I check my channel's RPM? There is a section on the revenue. There should be a section there. Mine doesn't show anything, obviously, because I'm not monetized. But if you go into the revenue section on your dashboard, you'll see some information about that. To me, how do you hook people at the start of your video? I find I get 10 to 40% drop in the first 10 seconds. Yikes. Yes. So it's hard to get people to stay on your videos. So whenever it comes to the topic itself, think about the topic. I always like to pose a question, or I always like to give, some valuable information right at the beginning. So I'll give them a little tidbit of what to expect almost. So if you go back and watch my videos, I hook them by sharing, what's the topic? What are we going to dive into today? And so a couple of little points here and there of exactly, what to expect in this video. Because if the title and the hook don't match, as soon as they click onto the video and the hook, you don't hook them right away, don't grab them. For me, that's how I do it. Lifestyle YouTubers may have a little bit harder time. Maybe you want to hook them by sharing a little tidbit of what's going on in the video. Some people have done that, like a couple of little clips of what to expect. So there's a couple of things that you can do, but I would definitely sit down and think of ideas, write down ideas. What gets you hooked into a video? Like, why, whenever you click on a video, what hooks you and gets you to stay on that video? So definitely that's my tip there, to try and figure out how to get that hook and just get people to stay on the channel, the videos. Again, I can't pronounce some names here. Oh, I missed one here. Tokyo, have you worked with any rain sound channels? No, I haven't worked with any rain sound channels. That's interesting though. That's kind of cool. Can we upload video during waiting monetize review? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can still upload videos. You just won't be monetized until the monetization comes through. Yes. Let's see. Yes, you won't get any playbacks until you're monetized. Adventures with Ethingtons. Would love to see a video on how doing lives. I see many using StreamYard and would love to start doing lives. So yes, lives are amazing. It's third parties. It's interesting. I've been doing a lot of research because I do want to do reviews for you all, channel reviews in the future. I'm hoping the new year is what I'm going to dive into at least once a month, because I don't want to do them every week. I'm going to be doing them once a month, and it'd be first come, like kind of people on the chat. And I've been looking into that, and you can do StreamYard, you can do Restream. There is Streamlabs. That's a free service. There are many more, but those are the top ones that I know. They're obviously, Streamlabs is free. You can use it at any point, and a lot of streamers, gamers will use that. There is StreamYard, which is a popular one, and a lot of big YouTubers use it. I know Desiree uses it. I know Nick Nimmin uses it. And the only thing with that is, in order to get the 1080 quality, you need to upgrade. And you also, in order to get rid of the StreamYard logo, you also need to upgrade as well. Same with Restream, is different pricing though. So those two I would look into. That's what I'm looking into. I can't afford right now to buy into the StreamYard or Restream or anything like that. So I'm waiting until the new year, and hopefully I can get a few more clients and stuff and figure out how to add that to my my apps and such software. So that's what I want to do. But I would recommend either StreamYard or Restream. And there are a few people out there that I know that have really gone into those in detail. So both are really good. Yes, that's so true. Yes. Okay, so let's dive into the next mistake that new YouTubers make. So let me give you that. So the next one is they believe that they need better equipment. We don't need better equipment. This is a huge mistake new YouTubers make, and small YouTubers make as well. They get hung up on the fact that they need better equipment. It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. And I've had a few people come to me in the past and said, okay, I need this, this, and this, and this in order to get on the direction I need to go on my channel. Well, you have all this equipment, you won't be magically having 100,000 subscribers overnight, right? So you have to put money into that stuff. So I wouldn't really focus on it at the beginning. There's a lot of new YouTubers, like, for example, I think it was Mr. Beast. He used like a really old phone or something, or camera. I don't know. It was really cheap, but he used it in the beginning. And obviously his quality wasn't that great. But look where he is at now. He can do that stuff because he has invested a lot of time and money into that kind of work. So I would always recommend your cell phone is a great, like, these cell phones are great nowadays with the camera quality, and Apple is doing an amazing job there of creating good cameras in their phones. So don't get hung up on the fact that you need to have good equipment. It's important to note, yes, obviously gradually you want to start getting to that point where you're investing in your channel, but not right now. Like if you're starting out and you have 60, 100 subscribers, don't focus in on that. Obviously start working on it, gradually start saving for each thing. With my business, I think I worked as a waitress for 4 months in order to buy some equipment for my video business. And I used all the tips that I got, and I purchased like a Zoom microphone, like a big one. And it was an investment for me, and I knew that it would help my business. And I don't use it as much anymore because obviously I'm going more into YouTube and not actually the filming side of things. But I think we get hung up on the fact that we need that. And I always say, if you start out with a cell phone and gradually start working your way up the, equipment ladder, you'll show the progress. It also shows the progress of being a new YouTuber, growing and focusing in on actual content and getting creative. There's lots of people out there that create major films with cell phones. So it's just about you figuring out how to get creative and keep the person watching. And that's kind of where YouTube Shorts comes into play, and TikTok. It's just about being creative with what you got, right? So that's another mistake YouTubers make, and I hope that helps some of you just with the mindset about equipment. So, and I will be getting into equipment in the new year. I think there's a lot of new things that I've gotten, and some of them are affordable, and some of them are a little, more next level up. But obviously, I want to focus in on like live streaming, because there are ways you can up your live streaming, and I just did that with a couple of pieces of equipment. So yeah, that's the next one, and I hope that helps you all. Okay, Relax with Daniel. I saw a channel the other day, 2 weeks old, has over 3,000 subscribers with 5 videos. I almost headbutted my screen. I know what you mean. It's so hard whenever you see some videos, but you don't know how many videos. Did you like they only have 5 videos live on their channel, but do they have? There's lots of channels that get rid of their old videos, so maybe that's why, or maybe the traffic to that a few videos really brought in a lot of viewers. It's hard to say. But it is, it's hard. Sometimes when you see that, you get a little discouraged, right? I get it. Okay, I just made apply for YouTube partner program yesterday. So can I upload video during while waiting for the result? Yes, you can upload, but again, you won't get playbacks for that video until you are monetized. So hopefully that helps. Totally agree with channels that act the same as others. I unsubscribed and stopped watching. Obviously, in the how-to, community points may be the same, but presentation can be unique. Yes, so true. And this is important. Like, I know a lot of people within my community are like the small YouTuber growth community. And it's hard because I want to watch their videos, but I also want to get their tips into my videos. I want my video to be unique and I want my personality to come out. So it's sometimes hard to see other YouTubers doing so well. And then you're trying to work really hard. I get that. And then the fact you want to watch and see how they're doing it and like say, oh, if I do it like this, then I'll get the viewers. But that's the way they did it. No, it's not going to work for you. It'll be really hard to keep up with that. It's super stressful to keep up with another personality. It's just hard. So don't do it. Yeah, so I agree. Okay, so let's see what the next question is. Yes, when I first started, I tried to be like all my favorite YouTubers, same editing, thumbnails, the way I talk, and now I've changed it and I like to show my own personality on camera. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's great. Thank you for commenting and sharing that because it's important to know that not everybody's perfect in the beginning. I share these tips as a way to tell you that you don't do these things. And if you watch it, that's great. And then you're like, okay, maybe it'll click in someone's head to say, okay, I'm doing this. I shouldn't be doing this, But it gradually, it needs to take time and work for each person because sometimes it's a little harder. And it was harder for me to find my niche on YouTube and figure out my avenue because I was so lost at one point. If you go back to my older videos, in the one I did in February, I shared like I was so lost in my creativity. I wasn't understanding where I needed to go. And it wasn't until the actual, whole situation with the pandemic that it actually helped me figure out what I wanted to do. So yes. Never Lost Roamer, on your first video on Simply Catherine, did you find it difficult to make an entire video without saying a word? Yes, I did. I love like talking and doing overlays as sound or voice overlays as well. So it is hard to do those videos because you want to share what's going on there. But I watch those videos actually quite a lot because they're relaxing and they give people a lot of, it's a little bit more calmer. So I like take the time to just be in the process and not worry about talking about what's going on and let people understand it's almost what they want to, like they see the process, but almost I just wanted to be relaxing in a way. So that was what I wanted for my first video to just set it off. Obviously the retention's hard in those videos because no one's talking and it's just more like, but it's hard. Every video is different and I just wanted to do it for myself. So I'm okay with that. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Jamie, okay, so for lifestyle content, if YouTubers put like little snippets of the video at the very start and hooks me in, then that's what you should do. That style isn't specific to any person. Obviously, if you see a YouTuber doing it, that's fine, but you need to create it in your own way. How do you, like for me in my videos, on my other channel, Simply Catherine, if you're not subscribed, go subscribe to that channel. But on that channel, I have at the beginning, I do like a little snippet of what's going to happen in the videos. And they're all like either intriguing or funny. And that's the way I like to do it because I enjoy that kind of content. But it's also my way of hooking people, getting people excited for the video itself. So you need to you can still do that. And I would just say, just get creative with the editing style at the beginning of it. And it would be great. Okay, so let's do the next mistake that new YouTubers make. So the next mistake is burnout and don't plan. This one is a huge one, and especially coming into the Vlogmas season, there's a lot of people that don't even pre-plan. And I shared a video and tips on how to do Vlogmas. And a lot of people have been saying to me, "Oh, this is great. I didn't even know how to kind of go about it." And when it comes to vlog channels, they don't necessarily pre-plan a ton, so it's hard for them to have that mindset. But even if you're not doing Vlogmas, you're not vlogging every day, you're just sitting down doing tutorials, you always need to pre-plan your videos and your content. So that's what I recommend, is pre-plan everything and kind of give yourselves a little bit of a heads up. But you need to look into your schedule and actually see what's going on. So if you are getting overwhelmed and burnt out, like I put two videos out a week right now, plus 2 lives, plus I'm uploading videos to my Facebook group. And then I'm sending out emails and contacting, talking to clients and all that jazz. And then I have family. Like, it's easy to get burnt out, especially around the Christmas season. So I would recommend you working out your schedule of what you can do. This is the only way that you're not going to get burnt out. And the other side to burnout is not enjoying the content you're sharing. A lot of people on YouTube are torn between creating and for themselves and the algorithm. And I always tie in a bit of both. And that's where I kind of did my other channel for, just to have a little bit of creativity so I don't get super strained and burnt out. But also on this channel, I try to do a little bit of both. So I'll give you something that you really need, that you really like, good for search, algorithm, all that jazz. And then one that, I know won't do as well in search, but my audience will enjoy. So balancing both, and then also like just being passionate about what you're doing. So I think that is a major one too. And all of these are kind of major. Like, they're things that, we do and we don't realize until it's happened. But it's things that I've learned from in the past, and I hope that these tips can help you. So let's get into more questions. I know there's many here. I also want you to comment in the chats and just let me know if these tips have helped you so far, or if any of my tips in the past have helped. Please let me know in the chats, because that's going to help me just to see how's things going. Okay, so let's get into more questions. Mark, I have smashed the button. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Yes, don't forget to like this video. I would love that. Jamie, a lot of people like my videos, but I haven't made a video in a long time. I really want to get 1K subs. Any ideas for motivation to schedule? Yes. Okay, so I am all about this. I sit down, I write down what I need to do for the next day. So first of all, you need to write out your goals. Then you need to write down what you need to do for the next day. So right now I have a list here of things I need to do today. And it's all nice. I even put include go live, and then I can stroke it off. Having that motion of stroking off something and like saying, okay, I've done it, that is going to motivate you each time. So say I have to do the laundry today, put that on the list and make sure you make a point of only doing so much that you can handle in a day. If you put like 20 points on there, 20 things that you need to do, that may be a little push, that may be pushing it. So make it reasonable that you can actually do it, and start actually doing it and taking action. Another way is for me to tell you, go do it. Go do it right now. I feel like sometimes you just need a cheerleader. So find someone that can help you, motivate you. I'm telling you right now, you need to go do another video, because it's important. It's important because you're here, you want to learn, but I know it's important to you, and it will help you in the future. So go do a video, get your thinking cap on, and start thinking about a video that you can do. There's lots of things that you do. And go to Google, go to YouTube, and just get inspired. All right. Okay, so let's see. I love your thumbnails. They look very nice and have all the same theme. Yeah, I kind of tie on all my thumbnails in the same theme to keep them, all connected and not all over the place. So yeah, thank you. I do art videos, and something that helped me get my watch hours up was rain sound videos in my niche. For example, if I was a channel that helped people with their YouTube channels, I would name, to be continued, it rain sounds to help people relax with editing their videos. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. That's kind of a cool idea. Yeah, having that in the background is kind of a neat idea. And then that way they can watch through your video if they want to, have it in the background. Good idea. Okay, thanks. We'll have to stick with a free one for now too. Yeah, so I have to stick with I know I'm a little bit delayed here in answering your questions and stuff. I just like to talk and then come back. But yes, when it comes to the software for live streaming, it's a little hard. I just don't want to have the StreamYard. I don't know if it's a big deal, but I just don't want to have the logo in there while I'm doing these reviews because I'm not sure if I want to go with that brand. So it might be something I test out in the future on this channel to see if I like it. And the other thing is just downgrade it a little bit, which YouTube probably does that anyways. But I would like to have the best quality possible when it comes to that, because if I'm doing the screen sharing and stuff, I just want to have it going all pixelated with so that you can't see. So I'll definitely have to look into it a lot more. I am still looking into it. I just don't want to rush into it too much. Obviously, I want to do it, but I don't want to rush into it. I just want to say you look so beautiful, just like the girl on my. Oh, okay, thank you. I film on my iPhone at the moment. Oh, that's great. Definitely good to start with your phone. It doesn't have to be a camera. I started with a little Canon point and shoot when I started out my vlogging days, and it cut the sides off. Like that's how early on it was, and it just didn't do a good job as filming. But I did it anyways, just for fun. Since I make art videos, I named it Rain Sounds to help take you to sleep. Being an anime character that I already drew. Oh, that's kind of cool. I love how you've tied in those two aspects to it. So that's your creativity coming out. Interest Ethington, I totally agree. Cell phone cameras are incredible now and can give amazing quality with something you already have. I do use my GoPro and DJI for underwater footage, but most I record even for my other cooking channel. I use my cell phone. Right. There's a lot of you on here that use their cell phone, and I think that's really good. You're taking it to, you're using what you got and getting creative to try and keep the audience staying on your channel. So having that mindset is important. So hopefully that first point that I shared about or third point about equipment is resonating with some of you as well. When you get monetized, I am more than sure you will make all the money. Yes, for sure. Hi, do you do collab videos? I do collaborate with people, but they have to be within the same industry as me. And also, just being consistent on YouTube. So it has to be exactly, like not exactly, but very, very similar to my industry. And I'm not doing any more collabs this year. I'm going to start working on that next year. I have a lot that I've planned. Okay, so Destination Diana, I think that's how you say it. Sorry if it's not. I can't figure out what my niche is. No particular thing is performing better than the other, so it's hard to figure out where to focus. Any suggestions? Okay, so I always recommend you choose 3 categories to do, and obviously this is something that you've probably done, but I'm going to go through this process. You choose 3 categories. So in the beginning, when I first was figuring out my channel, I chose business, mom stuff, mom lifestyle. And then I also had social media. So those are 3 categories that are like the umbrella. That's the umbrella. That's the first thing. It's the top of the list. Then you have to branch down a little bit within each of those. But I started making content for each of those sections. Then I said, okay, which one did better? And YouTube growth was something I was super passionate about. And it started to do better within the social media. So that's where I started to focus in on social media. So I would sit down, write up 3 categories that you're super passionate about. Start doing videos for that content. If you've already done that and you're not seeing anything, popping, just start focusing in on one direction because the more you wait, the longer it's going to take. So for me, it was social media. Then I branched down into YouTube growth. It was just basically YouTube growth. And then I even narrowed it down even more to small YouTuber growth and helping you grow the right way. I wanted you all to grow like organically and the right way, because when you look back on it, I want you to say, yes, I did that. So that's how I narrowed it down to that specific topic, specific niche. And that's where I'm sticking with, and I'm staying with it right now. Obviously, I will be branching into other avenues in the future. I think a little bit more needs to be talked about when it comes into mental health and then also productivity. So I will be branching into that at some point. So, but right now I'm focusing in on the small YouTuber growth. Excuse me, I gotta go get tissue. It's when I talk, my nose starts running. It's weird. Okay. Let's see here. Any more questions? Calvin, how can you make a good thumbnail? Please show. Okay. How to make a good thumbnail. There is Canva. I have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel that you can look into that. thumbnails are interesting. You have to look at your industry and your focus and see what's going on within that, and then start making thumbnails that are consistent with your brand. So if you see on my channel, my thumbnails are very consistent with my branding and I've stuck with it. But also, like, I looked at my industry and saw, like, how are they doing it? So I kind of tied in both, but I made it my own. That's how I do it. And I also use Canva. I've used Canva in the past, but I also use Photoshop and Lightroom. Okay, so let's see. Relax with Daniel. How important do you think it is a channel name? Mine is just Catherine Perry, and I think that that's the brand that I want to go with, because my business is Catherine Perry Video Marketing and Production Agency. But I wanted my Catherine Perry to be my name, to focus in on my name, and then I help you with, that's who you know best is going to help you with YouTube growth. And then I have my Simply Catherine channel, and that's just more aside from all of this. I want it just to be simply about me. So, and for myself. So that's why it's Simply Catherine. I know it's kind of strange. And it kind of ties into who I am. So I think it's about thinking about your future branding. Like, how do you want it to play out? Do you want it to be focused in on you? Is that your name for the, like, it's your branding, your focus? Like David Dobrik, he focuses on his name. Everything kind of ties around that. But yeah, it's something that you'll need to sit down and think. I don't know if it's super important, but if you're wanting to do this channel specifically for a business and you want to create it for your business, then I would say do the business name. But if you want it to be your name so that you can be seen as the public figure for that industry, for this topic that you're talking about, then that's what I would do, because I want to be that public figure for small YouTuber growth. Do you think investing in good audio quality is important? I think it'd be good to try and up your game there. Audio is always one that I am tendency to be picky about. I know sometimes my audio is a little off, but I'm still figuring out my camera. Like, the settings is always all over the place. And so anyways, audio is really good. And I think you can get small little add-ons to add to your phone to even upgrade it a little bit. So I would try doing that and look into that. Yes, your tips have helped. Yay, so happy that they have helped you. Do you have any advice on how to get back on YouTube from a very long break? Thank you so much. So I would suggest you start watching some videos within your industry. That's how I would do it. I start watching some videos, start writing out video ideas for my channel. I go to YouTube, I go to Google. I like to go to Google now a lot to get title ideas and just get ideas in that way. And then what I would do is I write out, actually, plan out one of the videos just for fun and see how you can make it a little bit different or do something different in it. I don't know. So that's how I would do it. And I think that's the steps you need to take to kind of motivate you. Everybody's motivated in different ways. So look at what things that usually motivate you. Maybe that will help. Okay, I'm going to give the next point because I know I've answered a lot of questions here. The next mistake that people make is copy other YouTube video tags. Now, we touched on this a little bit earlier in one of the questions about, like, how another person has a tag and it's doing really well and mine's not doing well and I use that tag. So this is important to know. Every YouTube channel is different. There is a different path. There's no channel that is the same. Every channel is unique because every channel has a different fingerprint on it. So that fingerprint is you. You as a person is different from the next person. So with that being said, every channel's journey is different. So maybe two channels that have 1,000 subscribers each, but both have very different momentum going on the channel. It depends on that person's personality, if they've let it come out. Say one person is not getting as many views and the other person is. In the same industry, they're sharing the same content, kind of similar, and one's doing better than the other. That means that the audience is actually connecting and that person is connecting with the audience a little bit better. And that's not to say you're not trying. It's just you haven't found your avenue, your way to do that yet. And I think people copy the YouTube tags from other creators because they think that those tags are going to rank because, they use it, it'll work for me. But again, it comes down to momentum, the people clicking on the videos themselves, how long they're watching, like all of those things come into play. It's not down to the tag itself, it's down to people. So you're appealing to people. Yes, the tags are important, but you have to remember to appeal to a person's eye. Is the thumbnail going to get them to click? And eventually, if people aren't clicking on it, it'll just start ranking lower and lower because YouTube wants people to click on the videos. They want them to watch and watch longer. So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes is people, they copy and paste and say, woohoo, that's me done with my tags. But no, I always recommend diving into tags a little bit more and actually working on them in the scripting stage. And I actually have a video, speaking of that, coming out this week, talking about this and how my ultimate guide for you all and how to get keywords and do them right for your channel. So I'm gonna really deep dive into it. It's gonna be a little bit longer video, but pretty excited about it. I'm pumped that you guys are all here and you're gonna learn a lot from it because it's literally me giving all my information about tagging and how I do it. I always go red when I talk a lot. I'm sorry, I don't know, like this here. I'm gonna zip that up. Okay, so back into the questions. Let me take a drink here. I want you to comment right now if you have thought about tags and stuff and if you get confused about it. Like, is it something that confuses you a little bit when it comes to tagging your videos and you just say, okay, well, I'll just put these tags in because TubeBuddy's recommending them. Not necessarily are the recommendations ones always good, just saying. So is this something that you're struggling with? Let me know in the chat or the comments. If you're watching this after, let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's see. Hi, okay. I'm going to edit my videos when I upload. I make Tuesday and edit my videos Wednesday. Okay, cool. That's awesome. You just film and upload same starting a new channel. Maybe start with what you have been up to. Yeah, something like that, like an update video. That's kind of a good idea. Thumbs up to the host. Yes, make sure you're liking the videos. Don't forget that. And if you're new here, remember to subscribe. Relax with Daniel. Does YouTube remove videos or channels after not being active for a while? I can just think of how many channels there is that had high hopes and stopped. Yes. I would say they don't remove them. If there's videos on there that are still getting traffic. But I think they definitely, because you hear about people all the time saying, oh, I was gone for a month or 2 or 3 months. I come back and my channel's doing really well. What the heck's going on? And I think that's mostly down to, being motivated. There's times of years where we get discouraged. So let's just talk about the time of year. This year, beginning of the year, people were all for 2020, going hard. Things started happening not so good. And so then things started to get a little down. People were at home watching more videos, and the momentum for our YouTube channels was amazing. People were getting views, they were growing fast, boom, boom, boom. Then comes summertime, things start to teeter off because now we're going inside a little bit. We're trying to get outside and get some fresh air and just enjoy what we have. And then now we're coming into, starting back to school, starting back to work and into Christmas. And a lot of people don't watch as much because they're busy. Like, this is busy. And everybody says the start of the year is the busiest. Yeah, starting off is a little busy, but you're trying to get back into the swing of things and learning new things. And it's a fresh start. So people always have a fresh start at the beginning of the year. So they're always learning. And so you will see at the beginning of the, YouTube year, new year in 2021, you'll start seeing channels starting to take off again. It's because they've been working hard for the past 6 months and they've been working hard on their channel and they've been consistent. And then people are starting to watch and learn more. And then you'll start seeing like more traffic coming out. So there's some channels like lifestyle channels that always do good because that is the person behind that. People are very connected to those people. So with lifestyle channels, it's a little different. So I don't not every channel is going to be the same. And obviously, if you are in the bigger YouTube world, you'll know this. But I'm a small creator, and so are you. So it's just hard because whenever you see that teetering or going down, even for some of the bigger creators that I've talked to, whenever they see it, they're like, oh, this is discouraging. I was working so hard and everything was going so well. And then they kind of think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been. Maybe I should just leave it. Maybe I should go do something else. So it's hard. It is hard to, but I think with some channels, they probably obviously there's still traffic going to them. They would leave them up for a good amount of time. I know I've still channels, I'm still a channel connected to my old Gmails. And I don't do anything on them. And the channels that I'm subscribed to, I don't do anything on those Gmails channels. So I don't know. It's interesting. It would be interesting to tell. I would say more spammy accounts that are just there to spam you would probably be removed. From it up, tag is a mystery. Yes. So if you are confused about tagging, this Friday, I'm going to have it's my guide to tagging on YouTube. And obviously I've been working on this a lot more. And in the past couple of weeks, huge increase in search on YouTube. And that's coming, all that traffic's coming into my channel. And people are finding me, my audience. And some of you are new here that I've never talked to. So it's interesting. One of PewDiePie video title is hee hee hee, and he got 1 million views. What the tag for his hee hee on? So yes, big creators, like I said, they don't need to necessarily tag things. They've already been established. So they'll get 1 million views for saying LOL as their title. So same with Emma Chamberlain. She doesn't need to tag her videos. But some people do, even if they're big creators, they still will tag it so that they get traffic from other areas. But majority of them don't, because they just don't need to. Only if they're focusing in on a specific topic and they know that, oh, if I tagged it, it'll get more traffic. For PewDiePie, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need to tag things. He just puts up a video and 2-3 million people will watch, right? So it is a big difference for small creators and big creators that are established. We have to be mindful of that. Yeah, you're fine. Hi, girls. Latest. No worries. You're here. One the same with Yara. I made it to the live again. YouTube said tags don't matter. If that's true, why do we need them? I live by my tags, making sure they are ranked now. So yes, tags are good for small creators. It is so important for small creators to tag their videos, because that's how they're going to get their audience. So there's a difference between a small creator, a medium-sized channel, and a large creator, right? The small creator needs the YouTube search. They need that search to find their audience. Like, you want people outside of your friends and family circle. So YouTube search is great for you. Then you start working into other avenues. You want to start working on getting on that browse page so that you get momentum from other areas. So you need to have good thumbnails so that people click through as soon as they see it on the browse page. Suggested is another way of doing it, getting your videos in ranking and search, and or ranking and suggested. And that's another avenue that you could go. Each channel, each time you start growing, you start building up, there's different ways you can do it. Not necessarily do you need to focus on tags as a creator with 10 million subscribers, but they're focusing in on being suggested or on the browse page. So there's different avenues, algorithms that we work with as creators. Now, as small creators, obviously, like I said, you need to find your audience in order to build the momentum, build that traffic, and get people onto your videos, so that as soon as it's ranking, other people will start clicking on it, right? So yeah, tags are interesting, and definitely it's different levels for different people. So I want you to comment right now if you're excited for that video coming on Friday. I have a video coming on Friday for you for all about tags and keywords and topics and all that jazz, everything in one video. And I'm excited to share that with you. So comment and let me know if you're excited for it. And yeah, let's do that. So let's see if there's any more questions. Sometimes I find a key tags give me a high SE score. Yes, if it's giving you a high SE score. So the thing about it is, when it comes to the high SEO score, is that you need to make sure that it's good, that there's not a lot of competition for that keyword. If there's not a lot of competition, then you're going to start being pushed to the top. People are going to be watching your video over another video, right? So that's important to know. Okay, so I'm going to share my last tip here, and then I'm going to answer any more questions just for you all, just so that I can get that. The next mistake that people make, especially as small creators, is that we don't read our analytics. This is important. Analytics, honestly, if you're not watching your analytics and keeping an eye on your analytics, you're missing out. For me, at beginning my channel, I just didn't understand the analytics, and I gave up on it way back in the day. And I was just like, I don't need that. I don't understand it. It's just whatever. I'll put up whatever I want. And I actually was hurting my channel because I wasn't focusing in on topics or things that were good. Now, as small creators, we need to focus in on certain things to try and get that momentum, like I said. So we look at our analytics. We look at the last 90 days. We say, what are the top 10 videos that did well in the last 90 days? Then you need to pick out which one is the oldest video within the last 90 days. So you will see this in the overview section in your analytics. You'll see that. So look at the last 90 days. Which is the oldest video in the last 90 days that is getting the most views? And it could be the first one, the second one, like there's 10, it ranks it out of 10 for you, right? So you look at those and you see which one is the oldest, and start doing do another video around that topic. Have similar content, do a better video on it to get people to stay longer. Maybe you need to just improve on that video. So the next thing that I usually go to is my dashboard, like the overall overview. I look at the watch hours, see how it's going. I look at the last 27 days, see the watch hours. Is it good? Like what's going on there? And then see where the traffic's coming from a little bit. Obviously, then I go to see what videos are doing well in the last 48 hours because I need to make sure that, if those videos are doing well, I need to get those pushed out a little bit more. So there's lots of things that you can do, but you need to look at your analytics as a small creator. You need to understand your audience. What do they need? What do they like? My audience loves lives. I know that because you're all here today. You're talking away to me, and I love that. So that's what I do. I do lives for my audience. Then there's other people will focus in on different topics. For example, there's many YouTube growth channels that will focus in on how to be more confident on camera, and they'll get more views on that than I'm getting on mine, right? So everybody's different, and you need to look at your analytics though, right? And I think as small creators, we don't do that because we get overwhelmed by it all. It's just so confusing. It's something that I want to dive into a little bit more. I might do it on my other channel because this channel, I'm not going to share all the details until I start getting a little bit more momentum. I think it'd be good to show you as small creator how to understand your analytics a bit more. So I will go into that a little bit more in my future videos. Maybe I'll do it on a live or something. I don't know how that'll work. But yeah, so I want to do something like that and really help you understand your analytics because there's many things that you can do and figure out. Like even going to the audience section. Not every channel has this. As small creators, we tend to not, there's not many much information as smaller creators because YouTube only has so much because you only have so much subscribers. When I go to my audience tab, I didn't see, that graph where it tells you what time your audience is on until around 700 subscribers. There's some things that you won't see, but look at the things that you do see, like the retention on certain videos, the CTR on certain videos, what's going on within those. Why is that not doing well? Then you go to that topic and say, okay, so the topic that I did, the thumbnail doesn't really connect. Or, like I've done this for clients as well, where I create a thumbnail for them and it didn't connect because we didn't do enough research. So I think you need to research obviously research your industry and look at your topics that you're doing for the CTR. Obviously you need to look at that stuff. That's a lot. I go into detail on that here, but I'm not going to. Because I have tons of videos on my channel that you can check out. So make sure you check out the playlist. It's get views and subscribers. That's going to give you those tips to really understand your CTR a little bit more. So yeah, that's another big one that people do. And it's just because it's overwhelming. And I get it. It's overwhelming as a small creator to understand all that stuff. But as a business, if you ignored your analytics in the sense of your income, or you ignored the data of where your traffic was coming for, who bought the most from where, and people on TikTok all the time share, oh, I got this many sales from TikTok, I got this many sales from Instagram, and I got this many sales from YouTube. And usually they'll have one more so than the other because they've been working on it. But if they didn't know where the traffic was coming from, they wouldn't know to focus in more on that platform. So you need to know your analytics as a small YouTuber. So that's one big mistake. Another big mistake that people make as small creators, and I think it's hard as small creators to understand everything. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you, right? Okay, so let's see more questions here. Yes, very excited. Awesome. Popping in to say hi. Hey, hi, Navigating YouTube. It's awesome to see you here. Apocalypse, I think they said that right. Hey, been working and have had this up in the background. The tips and the answers you give are always clear and helpful. Oh, yay. That's good. Thank you for watching all the way through. That's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of like a podcast. You just listen in and listen to the tips and take note in your mind. If you have a notepad as well, you can take notes as well. Yes, excited for it. Can't wait. Yes, I am so excited for that video coming out Friday. I've worked so hard on it, and I actually give examples. I go into detail. I like to do examples and stuff again and again because that way each time a new person comes to the channel, they can learn a little different, or even the same person that watches it, they're like, okay, well, now I understand. So that's how I do it. I'm the analytics watching queen. Yes. What app for thumbnails do you use? I don't use an app. I use Adobe, like the whole cloud system there. I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So I have a Lightroom preset that I use, and I'm going to be releasing presets in the next year coming, and just for some of the things I use. And I'm excited to do that, actually. I thought I'd share that. But I don't use an app. If I have used anything, I would just say Canva would be something that I'd look into. I will say you great content here. You look so. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're enjoying my content. What is Keen Master? I'm not sure what that is. And so, did someone mention it? I missed that. Maybe someone can comment and let us know. Hey, how's it going, Lily in the kitchen? That's awesome that you're here. Nice to see you here. Okay, so I think everybody's got their questions out. We're on the hour almost, and I'm very thankful for you all being here. And if you're watching this on replay, good for you. You made it to the end. I'm so proud of you. You could, like I said, you could put it on the background, or you can just have it going so that while you're working or doing laundry or cleaning or working or doing laundry, or that's just what I do, I guess. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, just remember to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It'd be awesome. There's a couple more questions came through. It's an editing app. Oh, okay. I think Kinsara is an app for editing videos on your phone. Yes, I think now that you say that, it kind of brings it up to my mind. Someone's mentioned in the past. I've never used it, so I can't tell you any details about it. But if someone has used it, you can let me know in the comments, or like after this video is over in their chat. Just let me know. But yeah, so anyways, thank you so much, guys, for being part of this live. It was awesome that you're here. I love doing these just to connect with you. And there's so many of you have been on here, and we've learned a lot today, like a lot of tips. The tips are always put out throughout the video, so that if you really want to know the mistakes that you don't want to make, then you'll have to watch the whole video, right? And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And if you have any more questions, guys, don't forget to save them, and we can answer them on Thursday on my next live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, guys, have a good one, and don't forget to create adventure and live to inspire.